All right, on today's episode of Becky Sports, we're going to talk Titans offseason storylines, talk about what they need to do. First, it's a head coach. Talk a little bit about free agency and what's coming down the highway for the Titans, and have a little NFL draft conversation. One of my favorite times of the year. All that and more on this episode of Becky Sports. And if you can hear that, that is the sound of the pain train coming. No, it's just the intro. All right, so top of mind for Mike Borgonzi, the general manager of the Titans at this moment, is find a head coach, and we all know what he's looking for. He's looking for somebody who can help raise the floor of this football team. Now, he had a press conference yesterday where he was asked about whether they can find somebody who's going to be here long term, and this was his answer.
Microphone. We're representing Amy in this organization. So, and to your other point, we've done a lot of work here on these candidates, and we intend to bring in the right coach for this team long term. That's going to work with us to grow this team, to get it better, to really instill a culture here. That's what we need, Paul. We need a leader that's going to show up here every day here to work and really just instill that belief, instill the attention to detail, the accountability piece that we need here. In the unity piece to bring everything together here in this organization. So I do feel really good about the process that we've gone through.
Now, in light of that, we're going to talk about our top 6 coaches, and obviously my list has changed in the recent days since Black Monday has come at the end of the NFL regular season. And top of the list, because of what the Baltimore Ravens did, is former Ravens head coach John Harbaugh. He sits at the top of my list. Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator for the 49ers, comes after him. After that, we have Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores. Next, we have Chris Shula, the Rams defensive coordinator. After that, we have the recently fired Kevin Stefanski, the former head coach of the Cleveland Browns. And then Clint Kubiak, the current Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator. Those are the guys that I personally think fit what Mike Borgonzi is looking for, and somebody who can help set the culture and continue to lead this team each and every day. And that's where we are right now. I don't know who the coach is going to be, but I'm going to have a fun time listening and reading and following along as they narrow down the search for the next Titans head coach. Next up is free agency. And the Titans are sitting in a pretty interesting position. As it currently sits right now, the Titans will enter 2026 with the most salary cap space of any team in the NFL, projected at about $113 million. Now, this is before you have decisions to make on players like Tony Pollard, L'Jarius Sneed, Calvin Ridley, maybe Lloyd Cushenberry. So that number could go up or down depending on what they decide to do. And then there's also the matter about the league's salary cap number, which since its inception in 1994 has only decreased 1 year. And that was during the COVID pandemic year from 2020 to 2021 when the salary cap decreased for the only time. Now, it's projected to be at about $300 million for all NFL teams, give or take. So that also has bearing on what the Titans salary cap number could be finalized at as we get into the free agency portion of the calendar. And finally, in addition to all that, it's draft season. It's one of my favorite times of the year as we all do our best to try and evaluate NFL draft prospects and where their best fits would be, what their strengths and weaknesses are, all that stuff. I enjoy it more than anything. And from a Tennessee Titans perspective, the Titans sit with the 4th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. And after the news of former Alabama star quarterback Ty Simpson entering his name into the draft, could change the way the Titans look at it. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about 3 particular players that could be in play for the Titans at the 4th overall pick, assuming, and this is a big assumption, that they end up keeping the 4th overall pick, because you never really know what can happen. And the first player that we're going to start with is Miami defensive end Ruben Bain Jr. It's listed as 6'3", 280 pounds, and The man has power for days. He is a relentless pass rusher, and when the lights are on, as they were in the first round of the college football playoff, he shows up in a big way. Second on my list, Ohio State wide receiver Carnell Tate, listed at 6'3", 195 pounds. This is a guy who, when the ball's in the air, is where he is at his best. He's improved as a route runner over the last few years, but the big thing for him, I think, going forward is his testing numbers. How fast is he going to run? What is his height going to look like? The explosive, the route running, all of that stuff is very important for someone like Carnell Tate, for him to hopefully solidify his status as a slam dunk consensus first round draft prospect. Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love. He's listed at 6 foot, 214 pounds, so he's got some size and he definitely has the explosive playmaking ability. Over almost 1,400 yards and 18 touchdowns as a junior this season. Also added 280 yards receiving and 3 more touchdowns. This is a true 3-down back who can stay on the field in all situations and has that dynamic ability. He might be the only running back taken in the first round, but if I'm the Titans and I end up making a decision with Tony Pollard, and obviously you need to continue to evaluate that position, Jeremiah Love is not somebody that I would definitely consider. Now, I can't wait to see what happens in the coming weeks. The Titans will obviously have a new coach and staff evaluations. It is important to see what type of staff that new coach is going to put together. And then you can dive headfirst into draft season. And I, like everybody else, cannot wait to see what happens. But I want to know what you think what the Titans should do with the 4th overall pick. Should they go for somebody like that? Should they find a way to trade out? What do you think they should do? Leave it in the comments. Follow me on all the socials. It'll be a great time as we continue to evaluate the 2026 Tennessee Titans offseason. Stick with me. We'll have more coming for you.